everybody. We are taking a look at Warp's Edge today. The box looks like this. Alright, very exciting looking. This is a solo-only game designed by Scott Almes. And we are trying to defeat the mothership up there. We're going to be doing that. Oops, this should be over here. I think I knocked it over. In multiple different ways. I've kind of set up because I wanted to show you a few things. This is a bag building, almost resource management style game. I'm going to be moving this a bit. Alright. Trying to get it so it's a bit more even. You know what? It's fine. Doesn't want to work with me today. Alright. So, what you are doing is you're going to be using tokens to defeat enemies. Some of them are lasers. Some of them are evasive actions. Some of them are energy to use special abilities or to re-up your shields. And if we can defeat the mothership, then we win. However, if we get blown up or it's the last warp, then we will lose. This is basically a game of you are basically trying 4 different times. Thematically, I think if you get at the end of your warp, you didn't do well enough, so all the enemies reshuffle, and then you go back and you try it again. And you get your whole token pool back. And this works with one of these little token bags here. So, now first off, what we're going to do is fill the enemies. And then I'm going to pull my tokens. Alright. Okay, so those are our 4 enemies that are coming at us. And then I'm going to draw 5 tokens from my token bag. 3, 4, 5. Alright. Then, I can hear some of you are already asking, why would you bother hitting the enemies in front when you can just go after the mothership? That's a good idea. Except with this one, the Dread, it says here, this mothership cannot attack or be attacked until all enemies from the deck and row have been defeated during the current warp. Now that's tough because, like I said, all the enemies will get shuffled in at the beginning of the next warp. So it's going to be tricky, but I think I should be able to do it. This is a difficulty of 1 after all. So according to the deck construction, there are 5 easy enemies in yellow, 4 medium enemies in orange, and then 3 difficult enemies in red. And we're going to be doing that by using our resources here and activating our abilities and or evading them. Alright, so we've got our tokens, we've got our enemies, and it's time to go. So now we've done the enemy arrivals, which is what that was. We do have an enemy with a special ability, the Reaver, that says at the end of each turn, discard all laser tokens from this enemy. And I'll show you why that's important right now. Because you can either evade an enemy or stun or destroy them. But then there's also the ability to stun them. So for example, I could play this here. And at the end of the round, it's only a laser of 1, and this one needs a 3 to be destroyed. It wouldn't hit me, but at least I've hit it somewhat. It stuns the enemy, and that carries over to the next round. If I had done this with the Reaver here, then I would hit it, sure, but that's going to get discarded at the end of the round. So when you have the Reaver out, the best option is to just take it out completely, which is what I'm going to do right here. We can also evade. I'm going to evade this one, and the evade is the blue symbol. I'm going to hit this one, and then I will also evade that one. We do have special power tokens, and that one gives me a special power token if I destroy it. So let me see what that one does. The O we have here is Overdrive. All the special tokens are on the back here. Place this token between 2 adjacent targets. It counts as 1 maneuver against both targets. When one of those targets is defeated, the token stays with the other. Oh, I might actually like doing that a little bit better. So that's what I've got here. So this one's going to get stunned. This one's going to get stunned. The Reaver is destroyed. So we discard these tokens. This goes into discard over here. And when you destroy or evade an enemy, you get the ability and reward here. So P. So on I'm going to mess it up here, but you know it's fine. It had me set up special tokens that spell power. So for mine, the P is to basically hit, it's a photon blast, both targets. Come on, there we go. It looks like this. And I would put it between 2 targets, and it counts as 2 lasers. When you gain a token, it goes into your bag. That way the warp doesn't come as quickly. And I've evaded the Stalker, which gives me a 1 energy token. You can use energy to buy stuff as time goes on. Okay. These two are stunned. The tokens go above. And then we go on to the next round, because the enemies don't attack. If I had not blocked them, then that would get hit to my shields. Now, one thing the rulebook is a little unclear about. Let's see. From left to right. So, instead of sliding down, the enemies will arrive from left to right in the empty slots. Okay? Oops. I'm always going to do that, folks. I'm always going to knock over that little thing. And I should have done this before the next enemies arrived, which is get my tokens for the next round. Keeping in mind that I've evaded one already on the Fury, and I've got a laser on the Venom. So, here are my abilities. This one would cost me 2 to activate the Fateful Lasers. It basically doubles my lasers for the round. So, what I want to do is put this evade here, and that will successfully evade the Fury. Now, I don't have to wait for the enemy attacks for this to happen. I can just do it now. I've evaded, so it's going to give me an energy and a laser. One of the reasons I wanted to use evade for that enemy was it gave me more tokens. More tokens means your warps last longer, everybody. So that's something I want to keep in mind. And then these 2 tokens go into discard. Alright, so now I can actually use this. I'm going to put this here. It goes between 2. So, as we saw here in the Power Tokens Handbook, it counts as 2 lasers against both targets. So, what happens with this one is it goes down there because the Venom is defeated, and the Venom gives me an O. So I'm going to go into here, gain my O token, which is basically the same thing, but for evasion. It goes in the bag. I could choose to destroy that, but I'd rather stun Poopa here. I can't, because that one needs energy. So what I'll do is I'm actually going to play 1 energy on that one. That'll stun it. And I'm going to use this energy to buy something. And I think buying another laser right now would work. And that goes in the bag. So, let's see. I went a little ahead of myself. The spider is destroyed, and then that gives me a 1 laser as well. Okay. The enemies would attack, however, this one is stunned, so I put this token up here, and then I draw my next 5. And I hope I have 5 in here. I should. I think I timed that out well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we refill from left to right. The next turn, I've got a drone. I've got the ghost. And, alright. So, we have some interesting stuff here. These are definitely more difficult. For this one, it says, when this enemy enters play, add 1 enemy to the enemy row. Now, I assume it means you add 1 here. I'm not sure through the rule book if it's only ever 4 that are there. And was there a clarification on it? I'm taking a look now. The drone. Nope, there's no clarification on it here, at least. And I will look back on BGG to see if there's any clarification on that. So, the other thing too, when this enemy enters play, add 1 enemy to the row. Alright. Oh boy. So, then also this enemy cannot be attacked by value 1 lasers. I'm in a bit of a bind. Alright, so I'm going to play the 2 energy right here. That'll take care of the Poopa. And I get an E for that. The E is, I like these trays, but sometimes it's hard to get my fingers underneath of them. And that is Electrobot. Counts as 1 laser. When the assigned target is defeated, it moves to another target of your choice without stunning it. And just to keep everything in frame, I'm going to move this all down. Okay. But that goes in my bag. All right. Well, since we can't defeat the Juggernaut, I almost said the Queen, but the Juggernaut with a 1 laser, I will do this and the Apocalypse. And then I have 2 energy. I could make them double, but then I wouldn't be able to destroy anything with that. So, let's see here. 2 energy can get me a double laser, and we're going to need that for the Juggernaut. The nice thing is, in this mode, if your hull reaches 0, you do not lose the game. Instead, reset your hull and shields to max. Then the current warp ends immediately. So, I'm in this for the long run. So let me spend the 2 energy to get a 2 laser. Yes, the warp will most likely end immediately, but I will not lose the game. So going from left to right, since this is really the first time I've been attacked. Stunned. The Queen will deal me 2 damage. This will deal me 2 damage. My shields are gone, and then my hull is gone. So I'm going to reset my hull and shields to max. Then the current warp ends. Now when the warp ends, there's a few steps. We take every single pilot token that's in play, and even if we had one that was being held, we would add that back in. No, that gets to stay. But if there's anything in the token pool, then that would have gone away. Then we take all the cards from the row and discard pile, and then shuffle them together. Oops, they're going everywhere, folks. And we shuffle these all, which means I've got some level 3s already shuffled in here. So I hope they don't show up right away, but knowing my luck, they will. Alright, I think that is good. Take this here. We were 1 card away, man. In the deck, at least. I know you still have to get rid of everything. Then, if we had used this card, we would refresh it, and the warp marker moves ahead 1. Okay. So I shake my bag of tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wish my evades were coming out. That costs 2 energy. I'll have to keep that in mind as we move forward. Oof. Oof. Alright. Okay, this might be a quicker game than I thought. Excuse me. Let us consider our options. You can always spend energy too to re-up your shields. So I've got two lasers. I think what I'm going to do, because the Poopa here needs energy, I'll put a 2 laser on the Ghost and a 2 laser on the Apocalypse and 1 on the Spider. I won't get hit, but I'm trying to wonder what I do with this last laser, and I think only because I'm having a hard time getting certain tokens in my bag, I might want to get that. All right. Okay, so nothing hits me. All these tokens just transfer up. By the way, this is I found the Kickstarter edition in my FLGS, and that's where the mat came from and the nice plastic tokens came from. All right, I get 5 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Warhammer would be nice because I could get rid of the Apocalypse, but then nothing is allowed to be stunned. So you're basically trying to time that out, right? Because if you can take out everything else and then use the Warhammer, then that would be ideal. So yeah, let's get rid of the Spider. Nope, we can't because I needed 2. I'm going to try to stun everything again and save the Warhammer. So I'll hold that. Nothing attacks me. They all get transferred up. They're all stunned. So the Juggernaut has 4 on it right now. Not the Juggernaut, I'm sorry, the Apocalypse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got some nifty stuff going on here. I'm going to do this. Now we get rid of the Pupa, which has an energy 2. Nope, it gives me the E. Looking at the wrong end of that. That goes in my bag. That is out. Okay, let's see how I can use this E. So, counts as 1 laser. So let's do this. Counts as a laser. And then when the target's defeated, I can move it to another of my choice. So, and this gives me a 1 laser. In my bag. I will move it to, believe it or not, the Ghost. Alright. And so the Ghost has 4 lasers on it. And then I'm going to do this to put the Photon Blast. Counts as 2, so that will also get rid of the Ghost. And then this is on here. The Ghost gives me an evade and +3 shields, which I don't need, of course. And then this is going to transfer over to here. So now we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 2 evades that I could try to use. That would only give me an evade of 3. Either or, it might be a good idea to put that on there as well. And so all of these are going to go up here. The Apocalypse doesn't hit us. So let's get our next round of 5. That all looks messy up there, but I will fix it up. So left to right is how this comes in. When this enemy enters play, add 1 to the enemy row. So we're getting 2 more. Yay. Okay. So I think with the Apocalypse, and this will give me, if I destroy it, any that I want, or if I evade it, I can draw 2 from the bag. And I think I only need 1 to evade. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could just destroy it, and I'd get whatever I want. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to destroy it. And the reason why is I'll get a level 3 laser. And that goes in my bag, because I got the Juggernaut out. And try not to knock too many things around here. All these tokens are going to come into discard. Okay. And we're just going to slide things down for keeping everything in view. I'd love to destroy something else. I think this is end of warp for me, though. This is definitely end of warp. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see what gives me the best reward so I can use my Warhammer. So the O, I've got one of those already. I don't have the R. Is there an R out there for reward? No, there isn't. There is the Fury, though, that would let me draw my last 3 tokens out of the bag. And since this is end of warp anyway, sure, let's do that. I'm going to use the Warhammer on the Fury. Lets me draw 3 tokens from my bag. That's, of course, I didn't draw the 3. I could do some evading and get some more stuff. If I evade that, then I'd get my 3 laser, and I'd at least be able to kill the drone. So that's what we're going to do. So let's evade this. It lets me draw 3, but I only have 1. Wait, does that end warp automatically? Let's see. If the bag is empty during pilot plans. Okay. Alright, so now I can use these 2 to attack the drone, which would give me a power. Put that back. which is the Photon Blaster. That goes in my bag. I could spend... Yeah, I'm looking to just build my bag up now for Warp 3. So let's spend the 3 energy to get another 3 laser. The E would do nothing for me, and that's just an evade. I'm going to hold on to the evade. You never know. And then... Alright, so it's definitely... They're going to hit me for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Warp will end. So now all my tokens come back into my bag. I'm just going to make a little bit of a mess here. So bear with me. Alright, right there, right there. I have a decent sized bag right now, however. Some of you are probably out there screaming, how come I'm not using my fateful lasers? Because I forgot about them. Okay, so that's there. We move the warp ahead. And if I had used this, I'd refresh it. Give this a good shake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, let's fill the enemy row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have 2 more come into play. 1, 2. Okay. Let's see what we got. We have a level 3 laser, which is nice. We could probably put that on the Juggernaut since it would allow us to do that. However, I'm actually going to play this one here, and we can evade the both of them. So that would not only give me an O for the drone in my bag, it would give me a level 2 laser from the Juggernaut. Alright, and that gets discarded, and so do those 2. Which immediately clears us up a little bit. Then, if I can cause some damage, which I think I will, I'm going to do this one, which gives me a P. And that's the last P in my supply. And then, I can put the deck back in its spot, and there we go. I can spend the 3 energy to get rid of Poopa for an E. And then, the last thing I'm going to do is use my Warhammer against the Queen, which gives me the W, which is another Warhammer. That does mean that this one's going to attack me for 2. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, so, enemy attacked. Another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's fill her in. Oh, the apocalypse is back out. Though I think all those ones where it says when this card enters play, add another one, are gone. So I'm just going to play it safe. Put that there. That'll allow me to stun it. Trying to see. I'm going to do this. You place the Photon Blast right here. Because it's placed between 2, correct? Yep. And it counts as 2 lasers. So I just need to do this for the spider. Now the spider's gone, and that goes down there. And I get another level 1 laser in the bag. I could use the 3 to take out the ghost, and it would give me some shields back. So let's do that. It gives me an evade token in my bag. And ups my shields by 3. So mine will go all the way back up. I will put this level 2 here, along with the E, which is 1 hit. That gets rid of the Fury. Then this can come over here. Then I draw 3 tokens from the bag. And we got that. Let's go ahead and put the evade down along with a laser. And then keep 1 to the side. Alright, the Apocalypse will not attack. I'm just moving it to the side here to move these tokens up. And I draw my 5 tokens. Okay. Might be able to do some interesting stuff there. Alright. Enemies arrive. Alright, so I've seen the Destroyer. Now here's the neat thing. If I'm able to clear this row, I would probably be able to start hitting the mothership. So I'm going to put this here. And the reason is, first off, it gets rid of the Stalker, because it only needs 1 evade, and that gives you 2. 1 maneuver, I'm sorry. So if I've played that wrong in the past, I'm not filming this again. So, I'm sorry. That's just how it is. So I get a... That only needed 1 maneuver anyway. And, do I have another evade? I thought I was going to have another evade on the Apocalypse. Oh no. I'm playing that incorrectly. Shocker, everybody. I've been playing it wrong. Okay, so let's do this. And that gets rid of the Venom. Gives me an O. And then this goes out. I will play this onto here, and then this over here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Apocalypse. So that one stays in between. These go up here. And because this one has the Photon Blast on that, it does not get destroyed. Give me 1 second, everybody. It's getting a little warm in this room. I'm going to open a window. There we go. So, nothing to draw. Oh, sorry. I'm going to draw my tokens first. Alright. So, we have... I'm going to do this right away. So, this gives us enough to evade the Apocalypse. And then all these... These can now go here as well, because remember, they pop around. And this one also goes here, because it says when that one's destroyed, it stays with the other target. And the Apocalypse allows me to draw 2 cards. Sorry, two tokens. Now, the funny thing about the Dread is it does need to be destroyed with lasers. I can't evade it. So... Right now, I've got 2 evade on the Destroyer, and I will put another maneuver on it, and that will destroy it. Got an interesting little symbol here. I'm going to look that up. I bet it's draw another skill card. Yeah, gain a skill card from the deck. So what am I getting? Cost me 1. Blazing Exoskeleton. Choose 1 power token from the supply and remove it from the game. Prevent up to 3 damage this turn. Okay. So that's that one. All this comes down here. First things first. It's going to attack me for 6. So, I'll put 1 on there. I think I could still maneuver around the mothership if I'm correct. Can I maneuver around the mothership? It cannot be stunned by lasers. So let's take a look at this. One section, this mothership cannot be stunned by lasers, but can still be stunned by maneuvers. So, I'm definitely probably hitting End of Warp. This does nothing for me, so I'll save it. These also... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. Nope. I'm playing that here so that both of these have 2. And then I'll do this. I'm taking 4 damage. It will be End of Warp for me, sadly. But at least I'll spend 2 energy. Oh, wait. No. I'm going to spend 1 energy for a 1 laser. Oh, that goes in my bag. Sorry, everybody. Then I'm going to spend 1 energy over here on my exoskeleton. I'm going to remove a power token from the supply and prevent up to 3 damage this turn. So I'm only taking 1 damage because that's stunned. So that's 4. So I'm presenting 3 damage. So that's down there. Here is where I want to be using my my fateful lasers. Okay. Alright, so yes, sadly I only drew 1 of the energy. However, I can play my 2 here, because it's already at 2, 3, 4. That destroys this one. Alright, now once one section has been defeated, attacks from the remaining section deal 1 extra damage. Alright, so even though it gives me a 3 laser in my bag, it's going to give me 3 damage. Like I said, this is perhaps end of warp for me. So I'm going to save this laser. And first off, this one's just going to go there. And that gets marked right over there. And I'm going to spend that 1 energy to get another laser. I know it seems crazy. Actually, no. I will use it to up my shields, even though... No, because you know what? It's going to be nothing. I'm getting 6 damage this turn. Because this evade is from last time. So I will spend that to get it. 6 damage. Bloop, bloop. I don't lose the game, but I go to the next warp. Alright. Oh, sadness. All of them in play go out, but 1 part is destroyed. I am happy to say that we were able to destroy 1 part of the mothership. I still have plenty of tokens in here. When I was looking at the rules for this recently, because it's been a while since I played it, and I can't quite remember the first time when I played it, so I was looking at the rules for this again, and I'm like, I don't think this game's going to last terribly long. But now I can see that it is a game that really, makes you think about how you want to activate stuff. And I think that's neat. I do like a lot of Scott Almes' design, so... Yeah, and by the way, I know I'm knocking the iPad around, and I promise I'll play Overdrive a lot smoother next time that reactivates. And time to draw my tokens. I got lots of tokens. So yep, this is my last chance to destroy the Dread, and sadly, we still have to deal with this deck of cards. The Poopa, the Queen, the Fury, and cannot be hit by level 1 lasers. And the Queen brings out another card, the Stalker. Okay. So let's just do that first off. Stalker will evade it for 1. I promise I do it right. So that gets out, and then this just goes onto the Poopa, and I get an energy token in my bag. So let's take a look. So I'm going to put this one here because the Juggernaut can't be hit by level 1 lasers. And then I'll take out the Fury as well, because it allows me to draw 3 tokens from my bag. Alright. How did I do that one? It was evade and it went over. Okay, so now this goes down in token discard. I'll spend this evade here to do that, and that gives me a level 2 energy. Not sure I've been doing that right, but you know what? Whoop. Level 2 and the 1 looks very similar. I'm going to realign the iPad. This can now go back here. I don't have another level 2 laser. I do, however, have a Warhammer, and I think I might actually use that against the Queen. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put my stuff back up. There. Yeah, I'm using my Warhammer against the Queen. This one will attack me, but I'm going to... I can't hit that with level 1 lasers. So no, I'm not using the Warhammer against the Queen. I will spend all 3 of these against the Queen because I can't use it against the Juggernaut. I will hold on to the energy. No, I'll hold on to the Warhammer. And I will use my energy. I hate to say get a level 1 laser, but I think that's the only thing I can do with it. So let me do that. I'm going to check the rulebook because I do want to know if you can keep things from one to the next. Pilot actions. Discard any tokens remaining. So yeah, I want to use the stuff. Okay, so none of that hits. All goes up here. And I draw five tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enemies arrive. The drone. Oh, we get to add one. I said that like I'm excited, but I should just expect it now, right? Oh, the apocalypse. Let me see if I can time this all out, folks. I use the spider. Do I want to? No, I don't want to do that because the Juggernaut can't be hit by level 1s. And I assume my Electrobot would not hit the Juggernaut as well. And I'm out of P's and I'm out of O's, so I don't get rewards for a lot of this stuff. So what I'm going to do, yeah, let's just do it on the spider. And that gives me a level 1 laser, which I'm almost out of. The Queen has 3 hits on her. So now I'm going to evade the apocalypse. Let's move everyone down. Going to evade the apocalypse, or maneuver, sorry. I'm trying to time this out, right? I'm going to take a hit from the Juggernaut. I know that. So I'll shoot the drone. I will also Electrobot the Queen. And I'm going to spend 2 energy to get another maneuver. So I spent that to get that. Alright. So I'm taking 2 hits on my shields. These all go up. I actually don't mind this because a lot of the rough ones came out first, which works out well. Means I should be able to kind of just blast right through the easier ones that haven't appeared yet. Alright. Oh, first things first. Only because I won't ever be able to destroy it. And it gives me an O, but I'm out of O's, and that's fine. This goes to the Queen. The Queen is destroyed. Because we couldn't reassign that back to the middle the last time. So I get a W with the Queen. Which is another Warhammer. And this pops. I'm going to pop it over to the drone because I'm going to try to evade the apocalypse more than anything else. So the drone has 2 hits. I could... No, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop this over here. I'm going to spend both my evades against the drone. I won't get an O because I have them all already. But I'm going to use this Warhammer against the apocalypse. And it gives me whatever I want. Right? Question mark is it just a power one? Let's take a look. Gain any token from the supply, which means I'm getting a level 3. Level 3 laser. I ain't joking around no more, folks. So I'll save the Warhammer. And I will use this to get the last level 1 laser. Otherwise I lose that energy. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see what we got. So the Reaver is out, which means you can't, you have to basically either evade it in one shot or hit it in one shot. So let's go ahead and just pick on the Venom, because then I'll gain an O, but I'm out of O's. So this will pop over to here. right? Actually, let's do this. So then I can use a 2 on this one. That would destroy the Reaver. It gives me a P, but I'm out of Ps. I'm going to have you move here. Put the 3 on the Ghost and evade the Destroyer. Alright. Nothing gets hit. I believe that's how I'm reading this. Ignore the enemy's attack values and abilities completely. Okay. So, could have used that energy to put the shields up. That's right. Okay. Let's see if I get energy this next time. I won't draw any enemies, but should be able to start hitting stuff. Okay. I was hoping I'd get more evade. Let's spend this. Get 2 shields back. Because what I'm going to do is play this here. Destroys the Ghost. Gives me a maneuver. And 3 shields. I could have. Oh, let me save that energy and use the reward for that. It's co-op. I hope you don't mind about that stuff. I use the Warhammer against the Destroyer, which gives me a level 3 and a maneuver. Now I can start hitting the Dread, knowing that it's coming at me for 6 damage. So what I'll be able to do is that, and it can be stunned by my evade. I'm going to put both of these in the middle, and I'm going to save the energy for my fateful lasers. Alright, so I've maneuvered, or evaded, whatever you want to call it, the 2 sections there. Feeling alright about this. I assume the Warhammer doesn't do anything to the mothership. Okay. Not a great hand, but I'll take it. Because now this is up. Do that first. So I'm still going to save that for this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to discard my R again, and then I take 3 less damage. I'm looking at the Warhammer. This token immediately destroys that enemy and you gain the destroy reward. The question I have is, with that one, can I use the Warhammer to attack the mothership? Immediately destroys that enemy, so I would assume, and go ahead and tell me if this is incorrect. Destroys an enemy, then the mothership is an enemy. Those are all enemy tokens. So I'm going to use the Warhammer to destroy that one, which means now I'm getting hit for 4. Okay, but I'm reducing it by 3 this round from that ability. I'm also going to do the poppers. And then I will spend this energy and just discard it because I have nothing I can do with it because I can't gain shields and I can't use my fateful lasers. So I don't have anything strong enough. So I am taking 1 damage from the mothership. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I need 8. And I'm just going to spend both of these tokens now for the 8, and that destroys the mothership. Okay, that is it for Warp's Edge. Instead of doing like monthly roundups, I'm just going to have you pop up to the table so where we can talk about this game and give you my thoughts. And this is kind of going to be like a solo review. And since this game is already standard solo, we'll see what I think about it. See you soon, everybody. So that is Warp's Edge. This is part of the Solo Hero series from Renegade Games. I think the first one they did in that series was Proving Grounds, and that one was designed by Kane Klenko. That is a a timed dice rolling game where you're kind of in like a gladiator pit. Let's talk about Warp's Edge. First off, yes, I know that I did the evade or maneuver special token incorrectly a few times. So I'm sure that my victory has been invalidated already. But I want to talk about the game itself. Because I just assumed that token worked the same as the lasers. So I will not do that moving forward. So what did I think about the game? The game was really interesting. When I heard about the solo game series, I would always, buy games at my FLGS and then bring them home, and Jen and I would play them together. And this was one that I think I held off playing for the longest time because I felt guilty that I had gotten it because it was a solo game. The first time I played through it years ago, not years ago, maybe last year. The game hasn't been out that long. I played the first 2 warps and saw the immense difficulty of it. But I think I remember the big thing that I did wrong was that I wasn't putting the tokens I gained from defeating enemies, either through lasers or through maneuvers, into my bag. They were going into discard. And I'm just going to check on that again, because if that's what happened, then I completely need to film this again. But yeah, let's see here. Go directly into the bag. Yeah. So I think I was putting them into discard, and so that was causing a lot of confusion there, because it just seemed like it was such a punishing game. And I know solo games are supposed to be challenging, but I was like, I don't think it's supposed to be this challenging. At like a Lord of the Rings level of challenging. So when I played it now, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this one's going to get somewhere between probably an 8.25 and an 8.5. Probably leaning more towards the 8.5. There's a lot of neat stuff happening here. I love the idea and the theme. Now, you could just see this as you're a fighter pilot, and, there's just more enemies coming out whenever you hit the end of a warp. But from what I understand with the theme, and I didn't read the booklet yet, is that when you reach the end of your warp, it all resets and you have to do it again. I think that's the theme. So, that I liked. I liked the theme integration a lot. I did have the ship where you don't lose if you get to your last hit point there, so I think that was helpful. You just end your warp. I still have that question on whether I can use the Warhammer for the mothership. I'm gonna say no, but I couldn't do it in the middle of the playthrough because then it would have slowed it down even further. But I think with the last hand that I drew, I probably would have been able to do something. I had 2 energy. I had 3 lasers. I could have activated the other one that allows me to double my laser, so that would have been 8 anyway. So yeah, I think I would have been fine. Because even if I had, I would have only lost my shields on that last round before the end of the game if I had allowed all of it to come through, because I had done -3. Definitely going to be trying this one again. There's, I think, 6 motherships in the base box. And I really had a good time with it. I love the bag building, and I like bag building to begin with. This goes all the way back to Orleans. And to just kind of, like, sometimes I was defeating enemies just to get tokens in the bag, because if I didn't get tokens in the bag, I was going to hit the end of the warp, and I wanted to stop that from happening. So that meant I was holding off on larger enemies that I could have defeated earlier on, only to defeat a smaller enemy just to get some extra tokens in the bag. That I liked. I like that kind of risk versus reward style gameplay. So if you have a chance, I'm keeping an eye open for the UPS man, because Dead Reckoning is coming today in the mail. But anyway, if you have a chance to try Warp's Edge, I highly recommend this. I used to be a bit more generous with my ratings, and now that I've been doing a lot of work with Jen on rating systems, I'm going to pause here. There we go. It was the garbage man. I think, I've become a bit more, not understanding of where I should be putting games. There's very few 10s in our collection. But this one's an 8.5, and that's pretty good. And this is a solo game I'll be visiting again. And yeah, definitely check it out. If you like Scott Almes' designs, this one is another winner. I've just gotten into the Tiny Epic games because of his work with Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I know that's a big jump for me to go from Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, this massive sprawling 4X game, to the Tiny Epic Dinosaurs was the first one I think I bought and played all the way through. We had Tiny Epic Westerns at one point, but there just seemed to be so much to it. I was like, I can't. At that point in our gaming career, when I see a small game, I had expected simple setup, simple gameplay with a lot of decisions. And when I started watching a how-to video on how to set it up, because the rulebook was rough, I was like, nope, can't do it. And so I'll probably revisit Tiny Epic Westerns again just to see what it's like. But anyway, definitely check this out. I highly recommend that if your FLGS has the Kickstarter edition, to get that. The game mat helped me a lot with kind of where things went. I know it's not too difficult to understand it, but it was nice to kind of have some guidance as to where things were and where they should go. That is Warp's Edge, everyone. We'll see you next time. Next week, I think I'm going to be tackling Chai Tea for Two. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.